and welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk, the podcast that gives you access all areas with Mahindra Racing. Now, I think it was last time out, we were actually listening to Jerome telling us a story about sharks, wasn't it, Jerome? And Pascal, I think you were about to reveal your haircut to the nation. How did it go? You revealed your haircut. What was the response?
Yeah, I look like a samurai now, so that's...
You look like a samurai?
I'm the Samurai Wehrlein.
Okay, Samurai Wehrlein. I mean, let's describe this haircut. It's a bit of an undercut, sort of short round the sides and back, and
it's undercut, overcut, and a bun.
And very long on top with a little bun on top.
It's good for aero efficiency. So on the straights, I'm probably one of the fastest.
How do you fit the bun under your helmet?
He takes it off and it looks really funny. I've got some pictures actually of it. It looks like it goes in the back. It looks like a aero helmet from cycling aero.
I don't need to wear a helmet with this hair.
Anyway, this isn't an advert for Vidal Sassoon. We are here to launch Season 6 of the Formula E season, which is rather exciting because we're here in Saudi Arabia, in Diriyah, ahead of the race weekend starting Friday and Saturday. Guys, how does it feel to come back? First race here for Season 6. Does it bring back good memories being in Saudi?
Yeah, it's great. It was really good to be on the podium here last time. And looking forward to another good race here.
And Pascal, do you sort of share the same feelings of being here?
No, because last year I wasn't here, so I was still contracted to Mercedes.
Of course, you missed the first, didn't you?
I missed the first race, so yeah,
really
I'm very happy to be here.
You should see my notebook. Okay, so you've got quite a lot on your mind then this weekend. Has Jerome been helping you in terms of preparation?
Not at all. I mean, he's very an ego.
Why should I? Like, seriously.
No, I mean the
teammates work together.
No, I mean obviously we prepare a lot in the simulator. So I've done the simulator last year already, so I knew the track, and obviously I watched the race. So I watched Jerome driving on the podium, and this year the same again. So simulation, a lot of simulator work, preparing with the team, and now I just need to learn the track in reality.
Well, I mean, the good thing is because you did manage to miss out on a rather wet and rainy race last year, because actually right now we've got beautiful blue skies, the sun is shining, and it looks like the weather forecast is going to be about 20 degrees for race day, so that's got to be a positive.
Yeah, I'm just doing the good races, so if the weather is not great,
You only bring the sun with you, do you? You only turn up when the sun is shining.
But I heard the last few days was really rainy here, so I think probably we are lucky. There could be some rain showers, which is weird. We are in the desert, no? It's a bit like desert here. And it's raining, but at least it's warmer than in Europe. You don't want to say anything, Jerome?
I don't know, it sounds so exciting, this conversation about it rained yesterday and it's going to be good weather for the weekend. I'm fascinated.
Do you know what? I think Jerome woke up on the wrong side of bed this morning, didn't he?
Yeah, he's complaining the whole day.
He has been complaining, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's, why are we late? Why are we here? Why do we have to record this?
Why are we here? I never said that.
Well, I've got some good news, which will hopefully put a smile on your face, Jerome, because the fans have been voting about the name of your car for this season. And would you like me to reveal the name of your car?
It's the Godfather.
Old
news.
Yes.
I forgot mine, to be honest.
You've forgotten it? Okay, see if you can remember.
Electro...
You're supposed to play the game, like, I'll do a big reveal.
Mac Electro. No?
No.
Electro McQueen.
Electro McQueen.
Yes, Electro McQueen.
Which is quite
really
cool.
Yeah. I will do a special helmet with the real... What's the name? Like McQueen, no? The car from Cars. Steve McQueen.
But no, that's Steve McQueen. That's not the car. Steve McQueen is Steve McQueen.
So you're going to get...
McQueen is the car from Cars.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's McQueen, right?
McQueen. Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen.
I haven't seen Cars.
What do you say, Steve McQueen?
Steve McQueen. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
So you're going to get Lightning McQueen on the side of your helmet.
Yes, for my home race probably I will do a special helmet. So
are you going to keep your helmet from last year?
Watch out.
I'm going to put a picture of Al Pacino, the Godfather, on my helmet.
That would
Rome.
actually be great.
Or New York.
You
New
have
York,
Al Pacino
actually.
and you have Steve McQueen. So in this episode, we're
I actually think I'm going to do it. I'm
going
going to do it. I'm going to put a picture of Al Pacino.
I was serious.
And no, Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, and yeah.
one for each race.
No,
Different
just
star?
one on one
No, okay,
side.
no.
And you know these helmets where it incorporates the visor and you think like you don't see the visor and it's all painted in the front? I'm going to do something like that.
Okay, so stay tuned for the new designs coming to Jerome's helmet. Now, for this episode of Straight Talk, we've actually been asking fans on social media to send us their questions for you both. So, without further ado, our first question is coming in from Martina Ronzano. Hello, Martina. Thank you very much for your question. So, question number one, Jerome, this is to you. You're racing in cities at the moment. What do you think about the introduction of the new circuits in the calendar?
Well, I think we're still racing in cities, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So, well, I obviously haven't seen them. So, in terms
So the
of
new cities
well,
are
the new
Jakarta,
cities are
Indonesia,
Jakarta, Seoul, and London. I think it's amazing. It's cool cities and stuff. The circuit per se, I've not seen them, but it's always really nice to welcome new cities on the calendar, while still having some tracks that are really becoming some cities that are becoming regulars. New York, Berlin. They've been there, Paris practically from the beginning. Seeing the race return to London, it's nice after two. I think was successful two first seasons there. It's nice that it's a way to for London. The way I take it is they did appreciate the first two races and they wanted us back and they just had to find another way and they did. So no, I'm really excited about all these locations and yeah, let's see how the circus will plan out.
And Pascal, I mean, obviously you've been in the series now for a season. The street circuits do have their limitations. Do you think we should maybe introduce purpose-built circuits like we see in Mexico City, for example?
Mexico is a bit of a mix. It's still like it still feels like a street circuit because there are the walls and so on. So I feel like the DNA of Formula E is a street circuit. So I wouldn't really want to drive on a normal track. I don't know, like Silverstone or somewhere else. It doesn't fit our cars. So our cars are made for street circuits, and for the drivers, it's more exciting, or at least I find it more exciting. I would want to stay there. And I'm looking forward to at least one wet race next season, which is in London, obviously. So,
and there's part inside as well, or
It
something
is,
like that. So it's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, and for sure a wet race. So yeah, it will be great.
Great. Bring your umbrella to that one then. Okay, so our next question is from Juliet Davidson. All the ladies today. She would like to know, what's been your favourite track to race on and where has been your favourite place to visit from any driving championship that you've raced in? Aha, okay, so not just in Formula E, any driving championship that you've raced in. Pascal, do you want to go first on this one?
Yes, I forgot the first question already.
Best track?
Best track. In the Formula E calendar or overall?
Overall.
Overall, I think it's Macau. It's my favorite track. Yeah, in Formula 3, it's just a crazy experience. The track itself is already really exciting, but then also the top speed you reach out on a street circuit in Macau is like
and
280.
Now with the new
yeah, now
Formula
even
3,
more with the new F3. It was like 280,
crazy
290,
race, yeah.
and I was 17 years old, so it was a crazy experience. Yeah, it was amazing.
Do you think we should take Formula E there? Would it work well?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And Jerome, what's yours?
I'm going to separate the two. Pre-Formula E. Pre-Formula E was always Suzuka with a Formula 1 car. I think it's just incredible. It's an amazing track. And then in Formula E, I would say actually between here in Saudi, track is really cool. It's really flowing. It's quite fast. And Rome, I really love Rome. I think it's a great place, great city as well. It's really nice to be racing in Rome. So yeah.
Really good ice cream too. It's the best way to celebrate.
Or spaghetti. Or
pasta, gelato. Okay, next question is from Vessel Hackens. He would like to know, who is the better driver and why? At this point, both drivers stare
That's not
at
down
each
to
other
us,
lovingly.
no?
It's not down to us to say. I think let's say that Pascal was better than me last year in qualifying, and I think I had the upper hand in the race. But all around, I mean, it's not for us to say. It's I don't know. It's
What would you give yourself out of 10, Jerome?
myself.
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly. It's, as I say, it's. I will give myself, let's say, 8. You have to have a good score to be in such a championship, competing against the other guy. You have to be a good driver, but I don't ever believe that one is perfect, and that however good you are, you can always improve. And so, yeah, you always have to see room for improvement for yourself. Myself personally, if I look at last year, I can for sure improve a bit the race. You can always improve, but for sure I can also improve qualifying. And yeah, that's what I'm looking really excited to actually try to do this year, and seeing that I've worked a lot on it over the summer, and I'm looking forward to be able to put that into practice.
Awesome, that's great to hear. And Pascal, what about yourself?
8.1.
8.1. Smart move there. Okay, so Pascal is the better driver then, guys. So it's official.
I just said my points. I mean,
and it's okay. Well, Jerome gave a pretty honest answer there. How would you rate your driving realistically?
Yeah. No, like you
to your
said,
quali performance.
I was really strong in qualifying. I think the second best driver overall in terms of positions. So. Yeah, which is quite good for my first season, but obviously in the race, yeah, I need to improve all this energy management and so on. Yeah, it was a bit more difficult for me because it was new to me. Mm-hmm. So also there, I think I improved a lot during the season, and hopefully now, even after all the testing we have done in summer, I can show that in the race I'm very strong as well.
And I mean, how do you think this season is going to go? I mean, I know it's impossible to predict at the moment, but obviously last year we kept talking about how it was the most competitive season yet in Formula E. There were 9 different winners from 8 different teams, and this year it only looks to be more competitive. We've now got the likes of Mercedes and Porsche joining. We've got new drivers. There's been quite a few changes in terms of team personnel. There've been a lot of changes, and yet still there are a lot of drivers here with a huge amount of experience. How do you think this is going to play out with the big 4 German manufacturers here all together as well, trying to sort of, I guess, show each other who's boss? You've got BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Porsche, all trying to show each other they are the best.
Yeah, I think first of all the level has gone up a lot with Mercedes and Porsche joining, but also the drivers level. So there are some really good drivers joining Formula E. Mm-hmm. So I think just overall the level is again higher. Now we're in the second season of the Gen 2 car, so everything is automatically closer, and just the competition will be really hard this year.
Mm-hmm. Are there any, having seen the performance that we saw in testing, is there any particular team or driver that you're particularly worried or nervous about, or do you think they're all a threat?
No, I think we've seen actually things that were not too dissimilar than last year. We see that BMW has a very, very fast car in qualifying, over 1 lap, especially on a track like Valencia, which I suspect here will be the same. But then if you look at the gap with all the other teams, it's just even on a qualifying lap, last year they were 3-4 tenths I think quicker than anybody else. It's not the case this time. It's just so close. You can't identify. Techeetah is always is going to be fast. Audi were really fast in the race pace. Everyone's going to be there. Mercedes, it's a new team with, in my perspective, not really being a new team because it's just a different name, but they were in the championship already last year, now probably with more means. So definitely I expect them to be, or at least they should be right up there straight from the beginning. Porsche is another one. It's the first season, but the first time you've seen the Porsche engineers around the paddock was probably end of season 3, beginning of season 4. It's a long time ago, and so they've really been preparing themselves, and I also expect them to be there. So look, it's difficult to pinpoint one team that is not going to have a car that's going to allow a driver to be in top 5. Finish a race in the top 5, and that's Formula E. And like Pascal said, that there's not one driver in Formula E as opposed to any other championship where a driver brings sponsors to drive, to pay. It's every driver is hired because the team believe they're in their capabilities as drivers and that they can be the best possible choice. And that's quite unique and makes it really, really challenging.
There's another question here actually from Some Deep Foyo Stories, interesting name, and they want to know what, according to you, is a strong point of Mahindra Racing's powertrain, and what's the competitive edge going to be?
You don't know. I think it's difficult to pinpoint your strength. I mean, we last year we were able to be fast both in qualifying and the race. I think the powertrain is there to be competitive. I think between the teams, actually, in terms of pure powertrain, I don't think there's a huge amount of difference. Every team has got, in terms of efficiency, mechanical side of the powertrain, you're there or thereabout. What can make a difference, obviously, is software. That's completely free. It's an ongoing development, race by race. Yeah. Difficult to say. I think, as I said, the powertrain, I think, is there to allow us to win races. Let's see if we can exploit it at 100%.
So we have a final question in from, I don't know if you're going to know the answer to this one, Savvy8103, and they would like to know, when are you coming to India? Anyone know?
So
should we ask Dilbag?
Well, Pascal is not going to India because
Jerome was there yesterday, no?
2
days ago.
Pascal didn't go because his visa was...
It was rejected.
It was
rejected, yeah.
It was rejected.
Yeah, it was rejected.
Did you not show them a photo of your man bun and say, how can you reject this?
No, I got an email Sunday morning, so Sunday was 4 days ago. We were supposed to be 2 days in India.
That's 4 hours before flying. I get an SMS with a copy of the email he gets, like, did you get your visa accepted? Yeah, like a week ago. Well, mine was just rejected.
I sent him a picture, so
to prove.
You know that it got rejected.
Are you good at Photoshop?
No, he was rejected.
It was
Would
rejected.
you accept him? I mean, come on.
It's a fair point.
No, but it would be amazing to race in India. And
so we were in India. What were you doing there?
Well, we're doing some media and some activation.
Where did you go?
Obviously, with the team. I was in Mumbai. Like last year, and it was super cool. And Formula E is really growing in the country. There's a warm welcome. People are asking actually that question non-stop. When are you gonna have a race in India? And so, hopefully the media push for it and the people get together and try to find a solution, because it would be amazing. It would be amazing, I think, as a driver. It's an amazing country, but it would be also amazing for Mahindra to have a home race.
Excellent. Well, all that leaves me to say is a massive good luck it's a pretty intense double header, very early morning start on both Friday and Saturday. Good luck with that. Yeah, it's not ideal with the time difference as well.
Thank you.
But we are behind you both. Hope it all goes well. Thank you very much for listening, guys. That is a wrap on another episode of Straight Talk. Make sure you do subscribe and comment if you like what you heard. And we'll be back very soon with another episode. Thanks very much.